All right, Mike.
Let's talk Nick Chubb, guys. A quick reminder, today's episode is brought to you by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work, of taking pride in what you build and practicing every detail to get the best results, but no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier. At Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices. Epicor ERP solutions are created by industry experts to help make every day easier, seeing your whole supply chain easier, managing logistics easier, responding to price changes also easier. From small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global visions, we'll equip you with the right tools that you need to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way, because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hardworking minute. Easier doesn't cut corners. Easier finds the lane. Discover your success at www.easierwithepicor.com. That is easierwithepicor.com. Guys, the Browns have not made any free agent signings on offense in terms of skill positions. They did sign DeAndre Carter, who's more of a kick returner than a receiver. But outside of that, they've made no additions in skill positions, specifically in terms of the running back position. So I took a look at the top running backs remaining on the market that are free agents. Steve, you want to take this graphic full? The list includes Dobbins, Cam Akers, Trey Sermons, Jamal Williams, and one Nicholas Jamal Chubb. Do you guys believe the longer this plays out with Chubb not getting a deal, whether it be Cleveland or another team, does that increase or decrease his chances of having a comeback with the Browns? Bull?
I mean, we knew Nick Chubb wasn't going to be signed right away. None of those guys in that list are hot commodities. J.K. Dobbins finally had a nice year and stayed relatively healthy, but he really just had a good start, and then he kind of went off the cliff the rest of the way. The other three guys on that list are totally useless. Mary Kay said to me yesterday she still thinks there's a possibility that Nick could come back, but the Browns have made it very clear that they're kind of moving on. I don't know. I guess it depends what happens in the draft. I expect them to draft a young back. They do still have Jerome Ford. I don't know. I mean, Nick Chubb's not getting significant money from anybody.
I'll say what people don't want to say. Did you watch him last year?
Yeah, but
it was tough.
It was
tough to watch
now
him.
A year off injury, maybe he has one bounce back season in him.
Yeah, you know who's probably seen him? The Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, like we don't know. Right. I mean, I'm guessing as much as the Browns have been in love with Nick Chubb and the fans have been in love with Nick Chubb, we all saw what we saw last year. It was sad.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he couldn't move. Like he couldn't have any burst. The explosion wasn't there. The lateral agility wasn't there. Like just not the same player. And that's not to say he can't get better than that or recover. But like what we saw last year was not an NFL running back.
No, but how much is it going to cost you to pay him? I mean, he's not getting any guarantee or almost no guaranteed money.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it's a roster spot.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I think I would have brought him back. I think the ship has sailed. I think he'll end up going somewhere else.
Feels like
I haven't heard his name anywhere.
Nowhere. No. Why? I mean, I don't know why you would at this point.
It feels like an after-draft conversation at this point.
Yes.
Teams are going to go through the draft.
Yeah.
Target running backs. Then when they get through the draft, undrafted free agents. And then maybe you circle back to it. I certainly would love to see him back.
Freaking wish Kareem Hunt was still here.
Just bring him back to camp. I mean, they thought he was done too.
I know.
And I still maintain that he's done.
He's a serviceable backup running back.
Fills a very specific niche role.
Yeah.
But he's not.
Scores touchdowns.
He does. Yeah. He's a good short yardage back. I'm not even going to say it again. But the Nick thing, I'd like to see him come. Just bring him to camp. Like, if no one else is going to pick him up, just bring him to camp. Give him a chance.
I think he's not going to sign a contract before the draft.
It doesn't.
Somebody, whether it's the Browns or somebody else, will give him an opportunity in camp.
I don't think the Browns would bring him as a camp guy, like a minimum and just no guaranteed money.
If he's got no better offers.
Yeah.
I just think that. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like that'd be a distraction.
I think somebody will give him a little guaranteed money, a little, like maybe $2 million.
Because if he's in camp, dude, the fans are going to want him on the team.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think he's going to go somewhere else. I think even for him, if you're Nick Chubb right now.
Actually, it'd be worse to have to cut him. You know what I mean?
Right.
If he comes to camp, he has to be on the team.
If you get him to the end of camp and then you cut him.
At this point,
you haven't cut him.
If you were going to keep him, you should have just kept him.
Yeah.
Now that he's a free agent, he's going to go somewhere else. And somebody will pay him $2 million, but if you're Nick Chubb, first of all, you're still rehabbing probably from the other injury you had last year. If you're Nick Chubb, I would want to wait until after the draft and see what's a team that, if I'm right, that I could possibly get some playing time for. Because not every team is going to have a short thing at running back. We see it every year.
Right.
There'll be 2-3 teams after the draft that you're like, I'm not sure who their starting running back is. And one of those teams will sign Nick Chubb. They'll pay him $1.5 million or $2 million with some incentives, and he'll get an opportunity. But I can't imagine anything. The fact that there's no talk about him or he hasn't signed is meaningless because I never expected him to sign early.
I'm rooting for Nick Chubb.
We all are.
I love the guy. I mean, I feel so bad for the player because he's had to go through so much adversity, and there would be nothing better, nothing greater to see him have a comeback.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or somewhere else where he can like, I mean, guys have significant injuries all the time, and they come back, and there's nothing more like fulfilling and rewarding, even as a fan, is to see a player be able to get back to where he was after a very severe injury. So it's tough for running backs. It's tough for a guy who's had that many knee injuries at his age to come back. So obviously pulling for him, but I understand why the Browns are not like putting him as a priority because of, frankly, what you saw last year was not a capable NFL running back. It was not good enough.
May or Unfortunately. June, probably June he signs with somebody, maybe even July right before camp. I think we all agree his odds of coming back with the Browns haven't really increased.
So take out Chubb then.
Yeah.
Do you expect the Browns to do anything in the running back market pre-draft or everything they'll do?
They're not going to sign Dobbins. The rest of those guys are not even legitimate
it's
running
backs. It's a post-draft conversation. Those guys
are all like third backs in the league.
They're going to take a running back.
I would bet you that the Browns starting running back is like our third or fourth round pick.
Yep. I mean, they may
100%. I'd be shocked if they don't draft one in that by the fourth round.
Would they take? Probably not two, but I wouldn't rule it out taking two running backs in the draft.
You could take one in the third round, one in the sixth round.
Fine.
You know?
And then throw Ford in the mix, and then you got a nice little running back.
This draft is considered very good for running backs.
Yeah.
Running backs, defensive line, tight ends.
We asked McShay yesterday about the running backs.
Yeah.
He listed off like 13 names and was like, I don't have time for all of them. After giving us a 3-minute answer on 13 different guys.
And because running backs get pushed down because of their position, so the elite running backs a lot of times get drafted first, late first, early second.
Yeah.
Where in a lot of other positions you can't get an elite player for that position. But even in the third, fourth round, there's going to be guys with good potential at the position. And it's obvious they're going to draft a running back. And I think it's very reasonable they could draft two running backs. Why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Last thing on Chubb, then we'll move on, talk a little Guardians before we have a fun little way to finish up today's show. But in terms of Nick Chubb, do you see any team giving him an opportunity other than come in and compete? Like, no one's going to guarantee him a starting job one way or another.
No one's going to guarantee him a starting job. You can't. I think he'll get some guaranteed money in the end. Somebody will give him a small guarantee, and maybe I'm wrong, but nobody's guaranteeing him a starting job. No way.
No chance that he's guaranteed a starting job.
No.
I haven't heard a thing about this guy.
But why would you at this point? He's just the type of player that's got to sign in July or June.
So could that just mean he's done? The league looks at him as being
he could be, definitely.
He totally could be.
Yes.
We've seen it with running back a million times.
Yeah.